Okay, let's continue working on the sphere. So I'm going to turn off the visualization flag on the ground because I don't want to look at that. Press spacebar and F, zoom in on my sphere. Let's change this name. You don't have to, but I just prefer to just have it simple like that, sphere, or maybe let's change it to ball. Can be whatever you like. Oh, not capitals, I want lowercase, ball, there we go. And then I'm going to dive inside into my SOP context again. Now, what I want to do is, so I want to delete half of this, okay? So let's think about what we've got here. So I want to delete all of these polygons. So a few options for doing that. I could make a selection. So it could be a bit difficult in this perspective view. Okay, so what we can do is press spacebar. We can do 1 for perspective, 2 for the top view, 3 for the front view. If I press 3 again, that gives me, oh no, it should give me the back view. Oh yeah, you can see up here, back, front, back. Obviously to us it looks the same. 4 will be a right viewport, which looks the same. 5, again, spacebar with all of these will be your UVs. So I'm going to press spacebar and 3 and select the primitives at the bottom. Okay, just click and drag. You should have this, it should be working the same way. We've got different ways of making selections here. I'm using the box picking method. Okay, and then just drag and let go. If I press spacebar and 1, you can see we've selected them all the way around. That's because we've got this is not turned on, so sorry, visible geometry only. That means it wouldn't select the polygons behind the ones that we can see, so leave that turned off. And again, with my cursor in here, press delete, and there we go. That gives me a blast node, and these are the numbers of primitives that I've just deleted from that. Now let's drop a poly extrude. So remember tab, start typing poly, and you can see we've got all these poly tools here. I want poly extrude. Okay, so this is another way of making a selection. So once you drop the node, it's not doing anything yet. So you can see here the distance. If I just press that up, that's extruding everything. You can see what that's doing. But I only want to extrude the top part. So I'm going to come here to this little arrow, click on that. And then again, so here, if I click and drag and press enter, that's doing that. But most likely, oh no, we're okay. So, you know, a possibility there is that I made a selection behind it. So I might want to change this to, oh, it's turned on. I turned it on earlier by accident. So if I turn that off, just to demonstrate, and then make that selection again, it will probably grab some polygons behind it. Yeah, you see, so they were selected as well. So make sure when you're doing things like that, this is kind of can be annoying thing if you don't know how to do it. So turn that on, click this arrow here. Now when I make this selection again, it will remove the other selection. Press enter, and that's extruded this up for me. Now I want to go down just a little bit, so I'm going to do 0.05, just like that, and that's it basically. I'm going to output some groups from this. Okay, so groups we haven't spoken about yet, but groups are very, very handy and very a common way of performing operations on specific parts of your geometry. So you can either make a selection like this, okay, so selecting your viewport, or a more procedural way is to make groups. So now if I come down here, we can make a front group, back group, side group. So side would be these polygons, front would be these, I think. Back we don't have because we're not outputting a back. If I did that, this would be my back, and I can make a group from that, so that later on, if I want to just add a material to that or do another poly extrude, or in our case we're going to be doing a bevel on that. Okay, so we want to export, so let's do the side group and the front boundary and back boundary. Okay, so these will be edge groups. Now if you come over your node and go to this eye, so I'm not clicking anything, I'm just hovering over and then click on this eye, you can see information relating to this piece of geometry. We got this many points, primitive, vertices, polygons. Polygons and primitives are the same. In this case, not always. We got a point attribute, which is the position, okay, which is a 3-float vector, okay, which is what we were looking at in the geometry spreadsheet. We got 2 primitive groups now, which we've just created. So that's the, oh, sorry, no, 1 primitive group, which is extrude side. So that's this. And then we got 2 edge groups as well. So the edges there, which we don't use very much in Houdini, but for our case now, it's useful. So the back seam and the front seam. So these 2 edges here, we've got them in a group that we can use later on. Okay, now I'm going to make another group with another form of making selections, which is new to Houdini 18.5, I think, or maybe just to Houdini 18. It's a new feature anyway. So I'm going to come up here. Right now we've just been selecting primitives always. You can select edges or points. I want to select points. So I'm going to select 1 point here, and then I'm going to come over to, sorry, I'm going to skip over 2 and come over to this point and shift click. So that gives me 2 points. And let's make sure we have this turned on. Okay, it shouldn't matter when you just click, it doesn't select the point behind, I find, but if you drag a selection box like that, then it will. So I'm going to click this, skip over 2, shift and select this one. So now I've just got the 2 points selected. Now if I press Control and P, sorry, Shift and P, you can see we got that valid pattern thing there. So that's Houdini recognizing this pattern. So we got 2 points selected on a loop, and it sees that as a pattern. Now if I kind of zoom out, hopefully you can still see these points, and if I press Shift and up, if I remember, yeah, you can see it's following that pattern and making that selection following that loop. If I just press Shift and keep pressing up, we'll go all the way around. I just saw this here, this part turn yellow as well. So now I've got all of those selected. I've just realized I think I want this one further down, so I'm going to get rid of that and just do it again quickly. In fact, I can show you another feature of this. So if I select this point, shift click, and then Control Shift and up, Shift and P first to make to recognize the pattern, then Control Shift and up, and then it does the whole loop for you. You can see we've selected all those points. Now with my cursor in here, I'm going to press Tab and Group. So this is going to make another group for us, and you can see we've got these points in our group now, and we can call this holes, because we're going to use this to make holes. Okay. Excuse me. Now this is on the points right now, but I want it on the primitives. So if I do a group promote, okay, find this holes group. So the group name that I want to promote from points to primitives is holes, and the new name can be the same, holes. Okay, when I don't want to have 2 different groups, and I'm going to change this from points, watching the viewport now, to primitives, and you can see that's changed my point. So it's selecting all the primitives which that point is connected to. Okay, so now I have these boxes selected. Okay, now I want to change the shape of these boxes, and I'm going to use another node called, and press Tab and start typing circle from edges. Drop that. Okay, and then you can see we can use this group again. Let me just show you again. So here we got points group, which is called holes, and then this part here now we've got primitive groups, which is holes. So it's moved from points to primitives. You can also look at them in your geometry spreadsheet. Now on my primitives, you can see we got this group extrude side, okay, which is, and then when the value is 0, it means the component is not part of the group. Value is 1, it's in the group, and then we got the holes there as well. So circle from edges, I'm going to use that holes group, and you can see that makes circles for me. We can change the radius there if we want. I'm going to just keep it at the default at 1. Okay, and then I'm going to delete, drop a delete. You can drop a delete or a blast essentially they do the same. I think the blast can be faster when you've got very heavy geometry, but delete has more options. So delete the holes group, and there we go. So we've got these holes now, and I can do the same in this blast just to show you. Doesn't matter which one we use. Get rid of this one. Great, and now I'm going to drop a polyextrude tab, polyextrude, and I don't want to use any group here. I'm just going to drop. Because I want to extrude the whole thing, so I'm going to go down -0.1, and you can see we got something. It looks a bit weird. That's because we need to output the back. Okay, and you can see we've got these reversed polygons again. So if I just drop a reverse to reverse those normals, it's not too important this stage, but that's fine. And then I'm going to drop this bit far. Let's do 0.05, and then I'm going to drop a poly bevel. Okay, and then I want those groups again, so I'm going to come up here to polyextrude and grab those same groups that we did before. So the side group, I don't think we actually need that side group, but well, we can include it anyway, it doesn't matter. And then in the poly bevel, we can use those seams that we generated here. Okay, so in the poly bevel, you can see here when we start to bevel, it's just beveling every single edge. We don't want to do that. We want to extrude the back seam. So you can see that's the back of the extrusion that we just did, and the front. Okay, so either side, either edge of that extrusion, and the size. So let's do 0.02. We'll do it round, and let's just give it 2 divisions, just like that. Okay, and that's basically it for this side of the sphere. We'll work on the other side in the next video.